Fallbrook homeowners and home buyers, this is the most important real estate market update I've ever given. My name is Dillon. I'm the owner and broker of Abundance Real Estate, and I'm a real estate professional helping homeowners achieve their real estate goals in Fallbrook. The market has officially, unquestionably corrected. We are in a real estate recession, and I'm sick of hearing other real estate agents talk the same language about how prices aren't going to fall, they're just going to flatline, or they're just going to plateau or stabilize. And they say these things without looking at the numbers. I'm here today not to give you my opinion. I'm here to give you the true data straight from property tax records, straight from the MLS, and let you have the information so you can make the best decision for yourself and your family. Starting off with median home price. In April in Fallbrook, we saw a peak median home value of $880,000. Now today in September, we're using August data, and only 4 or 5 months later since April, the median home value has deteriorated all the way down to $795,000. That's a drop of over 10% in only 4 or 5 months. Based on that, we're seeing about 1 to 2% in property devaluation per month in Fallbrook. Now let's talk inventory levels. The lowest point of inventory levels in the year and in this entire cycle has been March of 2022. And it makes sense because the following month saw the highest median sale price. So in March of 2022, Fallbrook had only 80 homes for sale. Now, using August data, we have 150 homes for sale in Fallbrook. And that number has actually come down from July, where we had 160 homes for sale. Now, the reason the active listing levels are coming down a little bit is twofold. Number one, standard seasonality. Sellers prefer to sell in the spring and summer as opposed to in the fall heading into winter. The second reason is because a lot of the homeowners that were planning on selling and buying another home no longer want to buy another home because they're facing an interest rate that's 6% or 5.5% when they're currently locked into their current home at an interest rate that might only be 2 3/4 or even 3%. It still doesn't make sense for a seller to buy another home in this market if the goal of their move is affordability. It's just more expensive to buy real estate now than it was 6 months ago, even though we've seen property values drop by 10%. Now, days on market, this is a huge influence on median home value right now, and it's one of the things that is getting me more excited when I'm working with home buyers. The median days on market in March, which was the bottom, was only 7 days. That means most homes were accepting an offer in the first week, and that's from when it goes active to when it goes pending. And typically there's a 2-day lag between when a seller accepts an offer and it actually gets marked pending on the MLS. So you can imagine that on average, a home listed on Thursday was under contract by Monday morning. Now in August, we're seeing a median days on market of 20 days. So depending on when you're listed, you actually have 2, almost 3 full weekends to look at a home, consider it, submit an offer if you decide to, before they ultimately end up accepting your offer or another one. So I'm encouraging my buyers right now to not hesitate or be afraid to submit lower offers below list price, because chances are, even on new listings, that listing doesn't have other buyers submitting. The listing is going to sit 2 to 3 weeks, 20 days median, before accepting an offer. So it doesn't hurt to submit a low offer, and that's exactly what I'm telling my buyers. Now on the seller side, there are a few key pieces of advice I have. Number one is to make strategic improvements to your home before listing it for sale. Now, when the market was hot back in March, I was telling my sellers to list their home in as-is condition and not make improvements, upgrades, staging alterations, because there were so few homes for sale. It didn't matter how good your home looked, it was still selling for top dollar because there were so many buyers that needed that home. Now in this market today, buyers have choices and they get to look at multiple homes and weigh out their options and make a choice that's best. So you as a seller are now competing with other sellers in the marketplace for that buyer's offer. So it makes sense to make small strategic improvements to your home before listing it for sale so that you can capture that buyer and they choose your home before they choose the other home down the street. Some strategic improvements that I'm making with my sellers are having a 3x to even 5x ROI. Now sellers, a few of the examples of minor low-cost improvements that I'm making that are having really high ROI. Number one is repainting the street number on the curb. Number two, investing a few $1,000s in grass or sod in the front yard, or even just going to Home Depot and spending a few $100s on colorful flowers that you can pot or plant outside your front yard. Another improvement that I've seen a lot of success with is installing white quartz countertops in the kitchen. Little things like this are very worth it if you're committed to selling, because you're gonna spend between $2,000 and $5,000 at the most on any of these items, and you could get a $10,000 to a $20,000 increase in value. And it's also going to do things like decrease days on market and create an emotional attachment from the buyer to your home. And that makes the escrow period a little bit easier in terms of them feeling committed to your house and not needing to submit silly repair requests during escrow after a home inspection, things of that nature. In this market, if you want to be successful as a seller or a buyer, it's important to work with somebody that's following the data closely and is actually passionate about the market so that they can consult you with up-to-date information. That's what I'm passionate about. I love the investing side. I love the data side. If you'd like to talk about your real estate goals with me, reach out. My contact information is going to be displayed on the screen. It's also in the description below. I look forward to hearing from you and speaking with you.